Alrighty, so today we're going to do something a little different. This right here is a package from my buddy Enzino over at twitch.tv/Enzino. It's /Enzino with like some weird characters. It's making a face. I don't know. I'll look it up here in just a second. Actually, I could probably do it this way. Let's see. Give you the exact name here. Oopsie. Alright, so it's twitch.tv/Enzino, that's ENZINO_O. My buddy Enzino over there. Go check him out. So he sent me this. And this is, I know kind of what's in here. I have some idea, but I don't know the final decisions he made. So let's get into it. Gotta sharpen my knife. This thing's dull. Still not. Alrighty, so first open. Should I interject a little picture of the glowing briefcase from Pulp Fiction? Bubble wrap. Nothing but a bunch of bubble wrap. Give that to my wife. She for her patience. Alright, so this is packaged up really well actually. Let me pull all this stuff out. Sorry guys, just adjusting the camera and the microphone. Alright, so you can see we got these two packages, a big one and a small one. I'm going to go with the small one first. Probably should have got some scissors. Go back with this dull knife. Looks like he sent me a candle. We did not discuss anything about candles, so I do not think that's what it is. Can you bleed on YouTube without being censored or taken down? My knife's so dull I might stab myself. I see. I see what you did here, boss. So in case you're curious what his channel is, he streams gaming. So he plays a lot of Genshin Impact. I've seen him play Horizon on there. What else? Tomb Raider, a couple of Tomb Raider games. Well, to be clear, I saw him play one. I know he has a couple of them. What else has he been playing lately? I know he has God of War. These are all PC, for the record. He just ascended to the PC Master Race over there. He's been loving it. So I'm pretty sure he has God of War. I know he said he was going to play it. But yeah, check him out. He's relatively new to streaming. He's only been doing it, I think, less than like 6 months. So any of you youngins out there may have no idea what this thing is. Back in our day, you used to be able to buy one of these filled with some burned CDs or burnable CDs. Okay, I see what he did here. So it looks like he had some CDs or DVDs. These happen to be DVD-Rs. So in case you're unaware, that means they are writable, but only one time. First one. So he sent me some games. So these are some of his favorite games of all time, actually. Black Flag, he actually said, is his favorite. The only Assassin's Creed game that I've played is the original one. I played the original on PC. Thought it was pretty awesome. Definitely enjoyed the story and the gameplay and all that, but I haven't really played any of the other ones since. I played just the camera here a little bit. I played a little bit of the second one, I believe, at another friend's house. That was on PS3. But that's about it. I haven't played any of the other ones. Ooh. Number 3. Sweet. Black Flag 2. Oh, disc 2. I didn't even notice the other one said disc 1. Being very gentle with his babies here. This is the first one. Nice. Brotherhood bonus content. Very nice. Brotherhood. Assassin's Creed 3 Disc 1. Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I guess all of these are games. That's crazy. I did not realize how many of these he was sending. So there's Rogue, Origins, he said the dude at the post office seemed a little sketchy, so he wanted me to make sure everything was in here. Assassin's Creed Unity, Valhalla. I did not expect the newest one to, or one of the newest ones to be in here. Oh, bumped you guys, my bad. Then we have Assassin's Creed 2, and then just a blank disc. That's a CDR. For the uninitiated, the ones that you can rewrite, you can burn multiple times on the same disc, were RWs. Sweet. So thank you so much for sending these. I'm super excited to play them. Some of this stuff he wants back, like all the games he wants back, for example, but there's some other things in here, or at least all these Assassin's Creed games, because like I said, I'm not entirely sure what's in here, but I do know there's some other stuff in here that is not the Assassin's Creed games that he said I could keep. So I'm guessing all of that's in the other big package. So let me get these back together. I'm just going to play these in order too. I'm going to start with number 2. And go from there. Excuse me. All right, so those are just off camera. I promise you, Enzino, they are safe. Scout's honor? It's like this, right? Whatever. All right, let's dive into the big chungus. Oh, I see one of the items. Get out of here. Oh, I see 2. You guys probably can't tell through the camera what this is yet, but I can. Same thing with this one. So how is this taped? Okay, this one's separate, so we'll start there. No, get out of the shot. All right. Ugh. All right, can you guys tell what this is yet? No, you probably can't. Ooh, how about now? How about now? How about now? What's that? Probably too much reflection for you guys to tell. I always wanted this too. I believe he wants this back. As well. This is one of the things that he wants back. But he's not sure if it works. So if it doesn't work, we'll do what we can to get it working, and then we'll send it back. I'll give you a clue. The manufacturer of this product recently released a newer version of this product. This came out in the 90s. It recently released a newer version that no longer has a cord. Only comes in one color. Last I checked was out of stock. And there's some controversy about it because of how it functions on on the aforementioned manufacturer's new platform. That's all the clues you get. Oh, can you see now? It's the loved or hated Trident, Abomination, or Stroke of Genius, depending on which side of the aisle you're looking from. N64 controller in jungle green. So yeah, so these were released back in the 90s. I think 96 is when 98 I believe is when the Nintendo 64 was released. And they released a couple different versions. So the typical one is like a black / dark, really dark gray, like a charcoal gray. But then they had what they called the Funtastic versions, and this is one of the Funtastic versions. It's referred to as Jungle Green. Green is my favorite color. It's also Enzino's favorite color, so I'm sure that's why he has this one. The stick actually feels pretty good. Oh, going that way doesn't feel so good. Wiggles around a little bit. So this is like barely touching it. You can see there's a little bit of play in there. And it wiggles if I move it. Obviously it's dirty, but this thing's forever old. Other than that, it's got all the screws. All the buttons seem fine. Ugh, D-pad's so mushy. These are mushy too. Haven't played the N64 in a couple years, so it'll be fun to test. But yeah, this is a Funtastic green. They had some purple color. I forget what they call it. I actually got one for my wife for her birthday a couple years back, but it didn't work. So I reached out to the eBay seller I bought it from. Sent it back. He said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Send it back. I'll send out a new one." So I mailed it back to him. He never sent me a new one, and then he ghosted me forever. And I never got my money back because I don't think I reached out to eBay. I was just really mad and didn't want to mess with it. I totally should have. So I just noticed that I don't know how well you can see through the clear plastic. You can see some wires there, and you see those two black rings. It looks like one of them maybe popped off or something. You can see right there, it's at a weird angle. It's at like a 45-degree angle. And it looks like it's supposed to be attached over here. So maybe that's the issue. Maybe just through years of use, some wires came undone or something like that. Either way, that's the first item. We'll get it all figured out. Next is this. I have no idea what this is. I don't know if this was Enzino that wrapped all this up, or if this was the guy he referred to as Sketchy at the post office, but whoever did a really good job. Oh, I can see what this is. Can you guys see? Those two holes right there are a clue, and obviously the shape. Hell yeah. Ooh, boy. This thing is mega dirty. And obviously that's broken. That's one of the hinges. It almost looks melted. You see that? Or maybe that's a glue. They tried to glue the hinge back. I don't know. This thing's beat to all hell. See all those scratches? Obviously the screen's dirty and it's got scratches, but I've never actually played a 3DS. I think I might have messed around with one at like one of those Target stands. Oh, hello there. Ooh, that thing is solid. Man. The year of Luigi 30th. I have a feeling this is probably like a limited run or limited edition. Probably pretty collectible. See how it looks like there's more glue down in there? I can't close it. And then you see there's a dime holding the cartridge in. So this is going to be fun to mess around with. The joystick just clicked. I don't think it's supposed to click. Let's see if it even turns on. Oh, power light's on. See what happens. Holy cow. How in the world does this work? So there's a yellow light up there. kind of flashing weird. I don't know what that means. Whoa. I've never seen the 3D effect IRL. That's kind of trippy. I don't know if the camera will pick it up or not. There you go, kinda. Oof. I don't like my eyes, but anyway. Where's the volume so I can turn this down so Nintendo doesn't Nintendo me? There we go. Demo. Let's see if we can actually launch a game. He might have told me that it works when we were discussing it, but we talked a couple times about this particular package. I knew he was sending stuff, I just didn't know the final decisions he made on what he was going to send, etc. But I don't remember if he told me this works or not. But it appears to be working. Version 1.1.7. Press any button. Yeah. Sweet. All right, well, I've never played one. Definitely never taken one apart. So I'm excited to work on this. I can't tell. I don't know if you can tell on camera. You can see like here is one thickness, but then in the middle it goes up, like there's a hump, and then it goes back down. I don't know if that's the battery swelling or if that's damage caused from the keeping the dime in there or what. But I guess I'll figure it out when I take it apart. I turned the power off, but it's still on. We'll set that aside. So this is the only other thing that I could see. You guys can kind of see it at this point too. This I know is one of the things he said I could have. Yep. Turn back on. All right, now it's off. Maybe it was something I did. I don't know. All right, so we have an original Game Boy here. Game Boy DMG. So the 3DS he got from like a family friend or something like that, is my understanding. This he also got from a family friend. $1989. You see that? 1989. Model number DMG01. So I think he was saying that that person told him this was like some sort of limited edition or something because of these Tetris stickers. I don't know, man. I think they were BSing you. These look like just pretty cheap stickers you could buy and apply yourself. mean, you see what I mean? Like, it's not even straight. The cuts aren't straight. And I tried to look it up when I was talking to him, and I did not see any Tetris related DMGs. So overall, it's just really dirty and beat up. Looks like there's a little bit of corrosion down there. Not a whole lot. The two colors, you can see like this, the back is a much lighter gray than the front. You'll see that on a lot of older plastics, especially the Nintendo consoles for whatever reason. My understanding is it's a fire retardant issue. The some sort of chemical they use inside the plastics to prevent them from catching fire causes them to discolor over time. You can go through the process known as retrobrighting, and basically you can use peroxide and some UV lights, some sort of UV lights. A lot of people use like a nail light kit or something like that, like the gel nail kits, the lights for the gel nail kits, I should say, to brighten the plastics, take them from this color back closer to this color. So yeah, we're gonna definitely have some fun with this. He said that this one does turn on. Obviously there's no batteries in it now, but I believe he even sent me a video of it too. He turned it on and it gets to the screen where the Nintendo logo is supposed to come up, but it's just a black bar. Now you get that screen for, I know for a fact, at least one reason, and that's because there's no game inserted, which you can see there is no game inserted here, but he doesn't have any games, so he couldn't test it any further. I do have a game. It's not close enough for me to get it, but yeah, this will be another video. What are this? I feel like a kid on Christmas. Or Hanukkah. Or my birthday. Or Kwanzaa. Or whatever occasion you get gifts for. So let me know in the comments, what are some of your favorite games for these systems? So growing up, I did have a Game Boy DMG that my cousin Fawn gave to me. Shout out to Fawn. Thanks for the DMG. Unfortunately, I lost it when my mom and my stepdad got divorced. I think I've talked about that before on the channel. The only game that I had was the game that Fawn gave me, and that was Battletoads. And that game was hard. It was fun. The pea soup green screen of the DMG is notoriously bad. But back then in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, when she gave that to me, no, it must have been late 90s. It was awesome. It was the only handheld console I had at the time. And, oh, actually, I didn't lose that in the divorce. I remember now. Some punk kid in my middle school class took it when I went to the bathroom. He took it out of my backpack. And I wasn't supposed to have it at school to begin with. So I don't think I reported it because I didn't want to get in trouble. But yeah, stole it. Bastards. What are this? Take a guess. What's a console that's this shape and this size, roughly? Do 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 do. Oh, I didn't know there was going to be so many games in here. This is awesome. It's a PSP, yo. Before we get to the games, let's just marvel at this bad boy. Ooh, somebody put some Kingdom Hearts stickers on there. Nice. So this, I think it's all plastic. So there's 3 editions of the PSP. There's the original PSP. They're referred to usually as 1000s. The 2000s, which has the original PSP was like pretty solid metal around most of it, so I don't think this is an original. Yep, you can even see here. See that? PSP 3001. So this is a 3000 model, which I believe are the ones that have the best screen. The screen is the brightest and has the most vibrant colors. They do still use the discs, the UMDs. Ooh, it's Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Sweet. So it has the nicest screen. I think that was the only change, and they turned it into plastic. Let's see if this guy turns on. Oh, that was the PSP button, not the power button. Oop. So I've never owned a PSP. I only played the PSP that he had. That he brought over to my house when we were younger. Alright, so the batteries definitely appear to be dead. That's perfectly fine. Even if I have to buy new batteries, I can figure that out. But I'm definitely excited. In fact, the only game I've ever played for a PSP was Final Fantasy Dissidia, I believe is what it's called. That's what he had when he brought over to my house. We got in here Ratchet and Clank. Size matters. Hello. Oh, okay, so this is what he was talking about. He did tell me that some of the cases were broken. So Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. Oh, interesting. So when you insert it into the PSP, you can see this cutout here. And that must be where the laser is reading the disc. Cool. So yeah, this one you can see is broken. He did tell me that a few of them were broken. Steambot Chronicles Battle Tournament. I have no idea what that is. I'm a huge fan of the Ratchet and Clank series. It's one of my favorite series of all time. National Treasure 2. So this is the movie, I believe. I mean, I know there is a movie. Yeah, here we go. So you can see there, that must be what that means. That's like an old school film strip. And then here on the games, they have a little gamepad. Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. Maybe it was Crisis Core that I played when he brought it over. He did tell me that you can get third-party cases, so that's good to know. I wonder if that's what this is. They look similar, but the plastic on this one is like a bluish color. Is this Def Jam? Oh no, this is Need for Speed Most Wanted. 6510. Final Fantasy Tactics. It was definitely not Tactics that we played. It was like a free roaming. Oh no, it was Dissidia. Yep, here it is. This is the one that I played when he brought over my house, and I only played it for probably, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. I think we ended up having to go somewhere. Sweet. So back in the day, Sony used to be a lot more innovative than they have been recently. Like I was saying, they had 3 different versions of the PSP, the original line of PSPs. Then they had the PSP Go, which was a totally separate console, focused a lot more on portability, and I think the PSP Go were all digital, and then they had the PSP or the PS Vita. That one was all digital, if I remember correctly, and they actually had a set-top box. What happened? I don't know what just happened. OBS doesn't show that. OBS doesn't show that I stopped recording, but I was putting my hand into the field of view of the camera, and it was not showing up. And then it all of a sudden started to. So hopefully I'm still recording. Everything's still here. But what I was saying is Sony had a little set-top box called PSTV, I think is what it was called. And you just plug it into your TV and you could play games. It didn't last very long, I don't think. I don't think it sold very well. I never knew anybody that had one personally. But I would like to get one in my collection. Alright. So I have an idea what this is, but I'm not sure. Feels pretty thick. It might be more than one thing. She a thick boy. Earlier I was talking about some favorite things, favorite games for these consoles. Like I said, I never had any of these so far except for an original DMG, and I only had one game. That was Battletoads. I pretty much only played a PSP with Enzino, and it was just that one Final Fantasy game for 20 minutes or so. I never played anything else so far that's come out of these. Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah. We did talk about this. Alrighty. Get this back. Oh, that's why. Okay. So this is a DS. Yeah, just an original DS, I believe. You can see its model number NTB-001. No game. So I think I have one DS game from one of my cousins. Funny enough, it's actually the daughter of my cousin Fawn that I said gave me the DMG. I believe she gave me a DS back in the day. But I've never played one. She gave it to me because it was broken. She bought it to try and fix, and then ended up with way too many things. And she didn't, I guess, was willing to part with it. So this, it's heavy. It feels like there's a battery in there. I have no idea where the power button is. Oh, there it is. Oh, there's a red light. There's some screens. Nice. So you can see it does turn on. It's telling me the battery is definitely dying. Oh. I don't know what that's all about. I'm pretty certain that's not supposed to happen. And the battery here, or the light here, is flashing red to green. It's still on. Weird. Cool. Well, this seems to work. Wow, that shut off really quickly when I pushed the button. Cool. All the buttons feel alright. So I gotta get a game. I should probably get a battery. A way to charge it. Yeah. If you're not aware, the DS can play more than just DS games. Can play DS I think you can play all three Game Boy games. Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, or Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. It's definitely wide enough to play Game Boy Advance. Mine's in the other room, so I'm not going to go get it. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. Thanks again so much to Enzino. I'll definitely clarify with you what I can keep, what you want me to send back. And, thanks for the opportunity to work on some of this stuff, to play a lot of this stuff. Those Assassin's Creed games I'll definitely start diving into pretty soon. And yeah, I'm stoked. I'm stoked. Again, check them out. Let me pull up his name again. So it's twitch.tv/Enzino, and that's spelled capital ENZINO_O. So it looks like a little face at the end. Go check him out. He streams pretty often, usually Friday, Saturday, Sunday type stuff, but it depends on his schedule. Often he's streaming during the week as well. And he streams all kinds of games. Like I mentioned earlier, plays a lot of Genshin Impact. He loves that game, so if you're into that, definitely check him out. I'm sure you'll love it. Tell him I sent you. Obviously, you're here. Makes and Mods. Tell him Makes and Mods sent you. that's about it. So I'd like to thank you again for coming along for this epic journey of March. We're in March now, yeah. March, Christmas time. Thanks again for coming along. And I'd like to invite you all right back here to help me make, modify, and motivate in the future right here on Mix and Mods. We're going to dive into these lovely opportunities he presents to the channel. Go check him out. Have a good day, friends. Farewell.